It's time for another dive into my 13 flicks of Halloween. Today I'm coming at you with episode 6 of the 13 flicks of Halloween, where I will be reviewing the 2021? Yes, 2021 Scream requel? I guess you'd call it a requel. They call them requels in the movie. I'm a huge fan of the original Scream. I like a few of the sequels. I really don't care for Scream 3. Scream 2 was pretty decent sequel. I did enjoy that movie back in the day. And I actually kind of liked the what they did with Scream 4 when that came out like 10 years ago now. But I never got around to seeing the Scream. This one's just called Scream again. This whole thing is about paying homage to the original while making the story better, kind of like what they did with Halloween, which they literally talk about in the movie, which is how they call it a requel. Which is, I don't know if they coined that phrase or not, but there's just reboots, sequels, requels. There's too much shit going on right now. Nobody has any good ideas, so obviously this was kind of like jumping on the coattails of what they did with Halloween and trying to tell a compelling story with new characters while also including the legacy characters. What I really liked about this movie were the individual characters they brought in. I thought they were likable. I thought the story was pretty compelling, and the kills were pretty gruesome. at least a few of them were like, whoa, that I didn't expect. Sometimes you don't really see that in Scream movie. You just kind of see the stabs happen and then like bleed out and it cuts to a slash or whatever. And it was cool to see those kills. The motive in this movie, I don't love so much when the killer reveal happens. I don't love their motive, but it's kind of funny and it makes sense in like a meta way. So obviously in the Scream movie franchise, within the movie, there are movies depicting the events of the first film and so on. They call them the Stab franchise, right? So this whole movie is set up on the killers are going after the new characters and I guess the legacy characters when they get involved because they didn't love the way that Stab 8 ended. It was nothing to do with the original, and they thought we need to do the killers. Literally, the only motivation is we need to re-spark interest in this, tell a great story so that whoever makes the next one, whoever makes the reboot or whatever, the requel, will tell a good story again and get the Stab franchise back on track. That is literally the plot of the movie. It's kind of crazy, but it kind of makes sense too, because the world we live in, some people on message boards and who get deep into like just pockets of the internet full of just deprived people, disgusting people that like live in these bubbles, they literally would believe these things. So it makes sense that the killers in this movie would kind of follow suit with that. Kind of like how in The Batman, how the Riddler had a whole group of people that were kind of like all for what he was doing. He was able to convince them to kind of go forth and do his bidding. Similarly here, a message board leads to the events of real serial killers. Another thing that I liked about this movie, I really liked, was the tie-in to the girl who was, I guess, the main character being Billy Loomis's daughter. I dug that. I dug that she had like psychic issues and she could literally see Billy Loomis and talk to him and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I actually wish there was a couple more scenes with her talking to Billy Loomis, but it ends in a great note with basically using Billy Loomis's psychic ghost to kind of help her overcome the killer. It was pretty cool to kind of see the killer from the first movie be used in a way that's almost like, not a redemption for his character, but a redemptive, and I mean, they got Skeet Ulrich to come back and be the character, again, with some de-aging. It looked pretty good to have him come back and kind of help his would-be daughter get out of the situation that like he himself started by doing these killings in the first place. But it was really cool. I love that aspect of it. There were some things I didn't love. This whole movie was about how sequels have killed the original franchise, or they've gone on too long, they've gotten away from it. I wish there were more instances where that kind of played out. You know, there's obviously at Scream, there's a great deal of dialogue about the horror movies and what happens. I just wish that there were more scenes that kind of like played right into that. Some more conversations that needed to happen around the killings that then led to people who were I mean, everybody's aware of these movies and aware of these rules that are set up. I would love to add a couple more scenes where people were like, I was right, I knew it, and now we're fucked. I think it needed a few more scenes like that. I really liked Jack Quaid as the boyfriend in this. He was just... This kid is one of those actors that everything he's in just makes me laugh, whether it's Huey in The Boys or this character here, Richie in Scream 5. I dug him. I thought he was a great character, great casting. But this movie, guys, it was definitely probably, I don't know if it's the best since the original, because I feel like I'd have to rewatch Scream 2 to decide if I like Scream 2 better than this one. But it's right there. I'd say it's better than Scream 4, definitely better than Scream 3. So the question is for you guys. What did you think of Scream 5? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Whatever you thought about it, let me know in the comments. We'll come at you with another video in the 13 Flicks of Halloween really soon. See ya.